happiness going out. That it sounds...
Oh, me too, man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, Gerard, tell us
we
about...
still know how to do it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we still know how to do it. And your paella place downtown Santa Rosa, is that, you're doing deliveries still, right? Takeout?
We're doing curbside delivery and takeout. And there's going to be, as things open up more and more, there's going to be most likely a closure of 4th Street. So it'll be all al fresco dining, and we'll be serving paella outside in the middle of the street, hopefully.
Oh, that's great.
And with doing that, I was fantasizing about actually bringing the big pans out and cooking, like basically tableside in the middle of the street. So I think that'll be a lot of fun if that actually happens.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
When will we know if that's going to be approved?
Next couple days, it'll be approved. I just toasted these herbs, and there's some chili flakes in there. So I have a little bit of there's some spices, hot spices floating around the air right here. I have to get a quick drink of water.
Perfect. Make a cocktail.
So Keith, you're going to be making a cocktail for us while Gerard does the appetizers too, right? So
yes, absolutely.
Wish
I could share. I could put a little bit of that fire out that he has already going.
Exactly.
I know.
So,
I need it.
Yeah. Should I jump in and get started with the cocktail of things I have going, or are we going back to Gerard?
I think we're going back to Gerard. I think Gretchen was just
filling in.
Filling some air.
While he was choking.
So what are we making tonight? What are you making tonight, Gerard?
So we're gonna do some Spanish spiced almonds, which is a great little pincho you'll get in almost any tapas bar over there. And we're also gonna do some marinated spiced olives. We're just gonna take a blend of olives. We've got actually a few homegrown olives that we cured last year, some calamatas and some little Greek olives. And then we've got our herbs here. We have rosemary, thyme, oregano, a little bit of fennel seeds there, a bay leaf, and we're going to lightly toast this, and then we're going to mix this in with the olives and some olive oil and a couple of wedges of lemon and orange. Mix it up, and it's ready to go right out of the jar like that. And it's fantastic. This was really popular at the restaurant. People loved getting these things. It was just, I thought it was one of my favorite things at the restaurant. Especially the larger olives are very sweet, kind of vanilla-like, and I think it's awesome. It's really, really good appetizer, and a good little thing to share at a table.
So Gerard, you can actually, so this is a nice little tip. You can go to the olive bar at one of your favorite stores, get a
make up your own blend,
and then you can take them home and elevate the experience.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's fantastic to do that, and this the recipe today. I mean, you can whip this thing out in 15, 20 minutes, and then you'll have a really nice tapa to have if you have guests over, or if you or nobody over, and you're just having a drink outside and relaxing and just munching on olives. There's nothing wrong with them. They're darn good for you too, so it's good. So we're gonna go ahead and just combine it all real quick. We also have some olive oil that my sister and brother-in-law harvested last year, and that's where we got these olives from, and they made about 6 gallons of this amazing virgin olive oil. So we're just going to mix it all together. And again, I've already toasted all this, so it's just a little bit toasted. And toasting, it releases the bouquet of things, and it gives you a deeper, richer flavor. So toasting things it helps out quite a bit. It'd be the same thing as mashing it up in a mortar and pestle, but at least this way you can see everything, so it's really beautiful.
And when you say toasting, I mean, you don't have really oil in the pan, do you, when you do that?
No, it's a dry toast.
A dry toast, uh-huh.
You see how out of it I was? I went to get a spoon to stir it, and the spoon's already in there.
That's good. And Gerard,
the days are blurry.
There you go. Now, you can actually, this is on your menu right now, too, so of course you can make them at home, but you can also order them. They're a nice add-on for anyone that's ordering for delivery or pickup, right?
Yeah, they're starting to gain some traction. We're selling some of them. It's been pretty good. People really like it.
Yeah, they're very nice.
It's nice and it's beautiful. All right. We're just going to dump these right into the jar. And like I said, these kind of things, it's just visually, It's always nice when you have food that looks beautiful just by itself, just sitting there. I mean, the jar itself, I think it's really pretty. We'll put in a couple of slices of lemon, slices of orange.
So how long did these last?
Oh, not that long, because I'll eat them all. They'll last. I mean, if you want to keep them in the fridge, the only thing that's going to go that won't last are the orange segments. So if you were to maybe put it in the fridge for a while till everything gets nicely blended, and then you could take the orange and lemon segments out.
Okay, that's a good idea.
See how pretty?
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see
beautiful. The orange adds so much to it too. I love the citrus flavor that you have.
Oh yeah,
with the herbs on this. Mm-hmm.
Super nice, super yummy. I'm just gonna put them in this pan just for grins, so we can see what it looks like.
That's beautiful.
But like, put that out at your next party, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's perfect.
And very tasty, very, very good. And it does, like you said, Sherry, it really elevates.
Yeah.
You can get a bunch of little olives and they taste good and everything, but this recipe really elevates everything and makes it just a really good, healthy snack.
Yeah.
I love them.
Perfect.
That's in my bag. I'll check in with you tomorrow.
You got it, buddy.
Okay. We got that one going. I've got the almonds going. Do we want to make a drink now with Keith, or do you want to do the almonds first?
Do. It's time for a drink.
We do?
Absolutely.
Time for a drink.
Keith, what are we making?
All right, Keith.
A fine time for a cocktail, that's for sure. So today, a perfect thing to go with some of Gerard's Spanish tapas today. One of the things we're actually doing a white port and tonic. Very, very interesting in the port world. I'm just going to ice up a beautiful little Wilibees glass here and get that dialed in. Sorry.
Great. Keith, we can't quite see the port. What type is it, please?
Yep, let me get that into the picture there. Sorry about that.
And is it made from? What type of grapes was a white port made from?
So it's interesting is so let me sorry I'm
yeah, it's okay.
also it's a
Cool.
it's
Beautiful.
the white port. So I'm just going to pour 2 ounces of that into a tall glass here. We're going to and I don't know. Let me see if that's a little better on.
That's better. Yeah.
I was projecting my own angle. A little Fever Tree tonic. We're going to top that up with today. And, and just to give that a beautiful little. And then I actually have a few to keep that refreshing note. I have a little lemon there that we're going to garnish that.
Lovely.
Nice.
Yeah. Really, really tasty, really great. If you've never had one of these before, they're truly amazing. So white port, I think we all know red port. White port, again from Portugal, from the Douro region. The higher white grapes from the higher elevation of the valley. Done in the exact same way as the red wine. So it's white grapes picked. It's a fortified wine. So what that means is actually before fermentation is complete, it actually hits it with a little shot of brandy to stop the fermentation, to get a little bit of that sweetness in there. And be careful, it's a little higher in alcohol as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what is the ABV on that?
They're going to make me pull my glass.
Sorry, Keith.
Ready for that one already, and I apologize.
Well, Keith, speaking of that, I will say, because Gerard served these in the restaurant, and it's actually a nice alternative to a gin and tonic.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, it really takes the place of it.
It's refreshing, and yet, even though it might be a little, port might be a little higher than wine in alcohol, it's certainly less than gin or vodka and tonic, and it really. It's a wonderful drink. Like I would have never thought of it.
And so unusual.
It's wonderful. Everybody that has had it, I would give it a hard sell because people are like, I don't know. Like our next drink is a very hard sell, but it's really good too. But the white port and tonic, as soon as people would try it, they were like, I'll have another. It was really good. And then they would go and buy their own ingredients and make it at home.
And it's great. Everything that is in this is at Wilibees, of course. I guess I always think about port as having that sort of raisiny taste, that a red grape port has, which is, a lovely after dinner, but this is perfect for before dinner. What a fun way to try port. Really different.
It's very, very light. It's not syrupy. It's a really light, incredibly refreshing drink. Dangerously light and refreshing, actually. Let's put it that way.
What is that ABV, Keith?
Alcohol. So it's 20%. So it's definitely
shucks.
Dangerously.
That is dangerous.
A little botanical in there too, so it actually it masks everything very well. So definitely be careful. But it's a I knew exactly when to piggyback here on Gerard saying that it couldn't once you have the first, the second one is just forget it. You're going to have it. As I always knew when he was when he had it on the menu, because all through that whole evening and that whole weekend, I would sell out of it with no problems because I'm definitely having one of those. So it was an easy for sure. So it was very, very, very.
We've had a couple of locally famous restaurateurs who would come into the restaurant. Lisa Hemingway used to have Hemingway's restaurant, and she's done sabbatical. She's done sabbaticals and left and cooked all over the world doing different things. But she's an amazing chef, very connected in the restaurant world. She came in and had one. She had never had it, and that's their go-to drink at their house now.
Oh, that's
I don't know if everybody wants to know that, or if she wants everybody to know that, but that's what she told me. Their nighttime go-to drink.
And Keith, are there a lot of different types of white port? Like obviously the red or the ruby ports there are. Or is there, like, this brand was, what was it,
Fonseca?
It is Fonseca, yeah. Called Sierra, and what that is actually is referring to the winds that blow through the Douro Valley there.
Wow.
There is obviously there's a few selections of white ports, but for the most part, the more traditional known red version is kind of down there. So, yeah.
Now, the Fever Tree Tonic, I'm always confused. I don't know which ones to buy, so I end up buying all of them, and then I just sort of mix them. Like, there's at least 4 or 5 different tonics, right?
Yeah.
There's multiple over there. For me, the Mediterranean tonic.
Okay.
So there are 2 tonics I carry. One, this is actually the Indian and the tonic, and this was actually my favorite. This is what I meant. And there's actually a blue label, the Mediterranean, which is a little bit lighter version, but I definitely prefer this one. This is just super crisp, a little botanical, very, very, very well done.
I love the botanicals with it, yeah.
And does the Indian, and we didn't rehearse this, but I'm just curious, does the Indian refer to like an Indian mix of spice blend?
Well, if we would have rehearsed that, I would have been able to give you a better answer.
I just thought of it because I never know what to buy, but that's
it's this was the original, how the company started, and the piggyback of what the whole thing did. And I think it's catchy and you remember it. So maybe that's why it's.
Yeah.
But
maybe it's got more quinine water in it. I mean, there's something about gin and tonics and the colonialism, of India and people. You do think of it in those terms. I guess I think about the novels of W.S. Malm. I get kind of overwhelmed by that kind of stuff.
Wasn't it something about scurvy on the ships or something like that as well? I think I was just looking it up. It was something about the tonic, the gin and tonic, but the tonic especially. It was something about preventing scurvy.
Maybe it's the garnish. I mean, I've always thought it was the lime that did it, but I don't know if it's quinine water or not. Quinine water is excellent for malaria. You use quinine for malaria.
I bet that's what it was. I bet the quinine, yeah.
So, Keith, could I walk into the store? I mean, again, everything's not normal now, but is this something that you could serve up? Or talk to us about Wilibees. I think there are a couple Wilibees, but I'm mostly familiar with the one in Santa Rosa.
A couple locations, two locations. Our original location in Petaluma, and we've been there 12 years now. And so our location here in Santa Rosa is on 5 years. So on the corner of 3rd and D. Some of the fun things that we've been putting together here for the we're in the front of the store now, and a couple of the like we've been talking about some of the cocktails, and we put together a few things to. I don't know if we can see that okay, or but just some of the mixers and things of the special mousse and the different nectars, the cherries and all the olives and all the other syrups and everything that go along with those cocktails that that we've all been experimenting with here, a little bit in the home time. And again, some of the different ones, some of the pre-made, already pre-mixed items. So this is a interesting one it's called On the Rocks. I don't know if you can see that in there now, but so this is a what they call a 200 milliliter. So they call it a 2-drink, mixed with an old fashioned. So pre-mixed already with Knob Creek, which is one of the premier bourbons out of Kentucky there. But again, all of the other little mixers, if you might want a little apple or a little fennel, and then of course a couple things for our pre-made cocktails with a non-alcoholic version as well, or available. Just kind of put together there. So.
I had a little social distancing party on Friday. My sweetheart played and sang his guitar because we're all just dying for live music, and it would have been the weekend for the Strawberry Music Festival. So I had 4 people over. And I bought you out of the West & Wilder canned wines, which I just love. I think that's such a good brand. And then individual potato chips, and it worked out great. We were able to stay away from each other, but be together and not share, and everyone got to have potato chips, which is always a good time.
Gretchen Gales Pintxos.
So,
there you go.
Yeah, and a great selection of cans all the time too. So some of the wines in cans, for the cocktails in the aforementioned West & Wilder, as well as a popular brand out of Kim Crawford. And then some of the things that we really like is we have actually, again, some of the pre-mixed cocktails as well. Again, individual cans, so 4 cans in a little pack where you can buy the singles as well. So yeah, really fun, and again, as we say, accommodating for keeping our distance there as well. So no potato chips included. But
it's also Keith. It's also my nephew used to always go there. He would deliver beer to the restaurant. He has Old Kaz Brewery, but he would go to your place afterwards, and he liked checking out your rotating selection of on tap beers as well. And you go in there and have a beer or two.
There would be that would be a long line of people that would enjoy rotating taps right now, I'm sure.
Yes, that's for sure. And that's one of the neat things about your store is the fact that you've got that little wine bar and beer bar in the store. I don't know if everyone knows about that, but it's packed. I mean, on Tuesday night I'll go. I mean, back when we used to go places, it's such a great thing to have downtown.
Yeah, it's really neat, and it's a great opportunity for us to share some of the great things that we have in the store. So some of the bottles of wine where you might be looking at a bottle of wine and it might be a label to someone where you can actually have a taste or a flight or a glass, have it with a piece of cheese and see what it's like. So instead of going in blind all the time, you're actually have an opportunity to educate yourself with that product and those things going on. The taps, well, were fantastic. It was always nice to get a nice selection of the rotating going, and I look forward to that day coming again for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah.
What are your hours? Have you changed? What's your protocol now?
So some of the things that we've been fortunate and kicked off a lot of our website business, and when this whole thing really took off was the website really took off as well, and so we're able to offer some local delivery and obviously the curbside pickup too for anyone that wants to that needs that service. Nice. We've been able to stay open the entire time, so our because we we supply food too. We actually have a deli that's been in operation. I know there's so we've been able to the entire time. We're just gradually opening a little bit longer now. So we're open from 10 to 8 on Tuesday, Saturday, and then we close at 6 o'clock on Sunday and Monday right now.
Okay, great.
So, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's a great spot. That's pretty much got everything you could imagine, and the selection of stuff is quality. It's all high end, not high end, like expensive. It's actually quality, high end stuff that you can get for cocktails, for little tapas parties, all kinds of stuff. It's great. It's a great store. I love it.
Yes, it is. You guys get amazing wine deals too. I remember for a while you had that Baxter Pinot Noir from Mendocino County, which I think I paid $37 a bottle for from the winery, and I could walk in the door and buy it from you for much less. And that was just a fun little deal to have available. Love it.
We're definitely able to find some good scores, especially with with having the wine bar and having that opportunity to. Baxter's a great example of not everybody is aware of their facility, their products, things they do. They're more inclined to share with us because of you can have a taste at the wine bar, and then if you really like it, you're able to take a bottle home too to share with your friends and do that as well. So it's it well for us. We're very happy with the setup right now. So
great.
Now, and Gretchen, I think you also mentioned you have, Wilibees has a selection of cigars too, for those that.
Great. I mean, you have Sonoma artisan chocolates, don't you? And I mean, basically every pleasure except some of the obvious ones is available, are available at Wilibees.
There is vacant space in
like
discussing those other options, but no. But yes, absolutely the chocolates, and we try to do everything that we can locally as best that we can. It's nice to to put a face with the product and to have all those kind of things going. As I'm staring at crackers from Petaluma and and our Comet corns and those kind of things. We definitely have all the things that that we enjoy, and hopefully things that we can put together for you as well. Again, something like with Father's Day coming up, the cigar always kind of falls in with a nice red wine is always something that most fathers seem to enjoy, myself included, and when that time comes. But yeah, so it's amazing bourbons, a lot of the spirits that are hard to find, a brand new project that I'm happy standing here with another Sonoma County friend. If we know guy in his new kickoff of a new tequila product. He's so yeah, keeping it in the county there. There we go. But it's it's.
Did you say, Keith? Did you say a locally made tequila?
Locally, how about locally endorsed tequila?
There you go. Okay.
So not locally made.
In Mexico.
But that behind me, I don't know if you can see. It's a little cutout of Guy with his new project.
Oh, right, Guy. Yeah.
Guy and Sammy Hagar are doing a new little. I can't tell if I'm putting it in the right direction there or not. But a little tequila called Santo, which is quite delightful actually.
So your store is like a man cave pantry.
That's I'm not sure if I've used that term before, but yeah, I'm very nice.
The girls are welcome.
Exactly.
100%.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank
Gerard, what do you have next for us?
So thanks for all that great stuff, Keith. While you guys were checking out Keith's stuff, I threw this together from our Mesco from last week. Roasted off some peppers real quick. There's our marinated olives and the St. George Joe Matto's cheese. So this is a quick little pincho we just made up. It takes like 2 seconds to make that, and it's another good little easy party favor you can have out for your friends, but just stuff you can make like in your kitchen real quick. All stuff that we made already on the show in the last 2 shows.
So, and do you always have little wooden skewers? Where do you get those skewers? Those are terrific for parties. And
oh man, we've got piles of them because when we do weddings and all that kind of stuff, I have a drawer full of them. So every time I see a wooden skewer, I always buy a bunch of them. You can also get them online. I get them by the box. When I had the restaurant, we used to get them all from Buy Right Food Service, and we just get them by the case and just use them for everything.
Right.
It was great. But yeah, they're really nice. It's a great little way to have a party favor that's got a nice little a nice visual, and it's also easy to eat while you have a glass in the other hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna have we are gonna take the almonds out of the oven. I've had some almonds in the oven, dry roasting in there.
And all the recipes
we're gonna add,
are in the chat.
I'm just gonna heat up the olive oil real quick. I've got some olive oil, again, that really good olive oil. I've got it in a pan here, and we're gonna add in a little bit of cumin, ground cumin, and smoked paprika, hot paprika. Once the olive oil gets hot, we'll add that in, mix it up a little bit, and we're gonna put it straight on the almonds. We'll cool them slightly, and then we're gonna add the salt on them. And these are a fantastic little topper to have. Bar side, coffee table, kitchen island, whatever you want to do.
And
some of this. What's that, Gretchen?
Oh, I'm just wondering about the blanched whole almonds. So you're not buying, these are not salted already. These,
no.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. So mix this up a little bit. I might do it. I was going to put them in a bowl, but you know what? Instead of putting them in a bowl, I'm going to add the ooh, that pan's hot. I'm going to add the almonds right to this pan. This pan I use for everything. The black iron steel pan. If you get one of these, this will become your pan for everything. You can sear meats, fish, burgers, vegetables, whatever you want to do to it. And then at the end, all you do is wipe it out. It's like it's like having a cast iron pan, but it's black iron.
Huh. That's a great recommendation.
Oh, these pans are great. Gretchen, if you don't have one, you know what? I'll get you one. I'm gonna surprise you.
That's very sweet of you. I can get one. I'm so devoted to my cast iron. I really am. That looks.
You know what? You're gonna like this more than a cast iron. It's just way more versatile, and you don't have to baby it as much. I mean, it can go. I mean, cast irons can go in the oven as well, but this is like you can throw an egg in there. Every morning I throw an egg in there and I put a piece of toast in the pan next to it. Fry them both up. It just slides right off. Like It's the best Silverstone pan you've ever had. That's
pretty great. Yeah.
It's amazing. Really, really good. Okay. Now we're going to add a little bit of some kosher salt.
Look good.
And we're going to let these guys just cool right here. And then we'll put them in a bowl and enjoy them in a few minutes. Nice. Now, we're going to make a very complicated cocktail. With these two ingredients.
Oh my God. It looks like how you're going to clean the oil off your driveway. I mean, really.
It does. You know what? I haven't tried it. It could be another use too. This is the most popular drink in Spain. This is more popular than sangria. This is red wine. I want to say cheap red wine, but this isn't cheap red wine, but you're supposed to be using that. A Coke. We're going to add in a couple orange segments. Give it a little stir. This is surprisingly a hard sell, but once you've had it, it's actually a great drink. And we used to have it at the restaurant, and people almost thought it was a joke on the menu. And when they tried, they were pleasantly surprised that it's very refreshing, like the white port and tonic, but this is like its cousin with a mullet.
Okay, will you have a sip and describe it?
licorice, slight licorice drink. You can definitely have the sweetness of the Coke in there, and then it's got a little bit of the bite of the red wine. Super refreshing. I think it's just a fantastic drink. Huh. It's really, it goes down very easy.
And Keith,
I think it's delicious. I think it's amazing.
Do you use a Rioja? Or, I mean, what are you using for the red? A dry red Spanish wine? Or?
We're using our own wine for this that we made, and it's a Pinot, and it's actually going over really well with it. But this drink is really good, and this you could find at your local 7-Eleven. It's a silly drink. It sounds ridiculous, right? But it actually is a really, really good drink. This is my niece. This is her favorite drink at the restaurant, and still her favorite drink. We did a Christmas time paella staff party at a bowling alley, and she was having the bartender make these, and the bartender thought she was like drunk and was going to cut her off or something. She's like, "No, it's actually a drink."
Well, if she did it with Diet Coke, he would have to cut her off, I think.
There you go, touche. Yeah, surprisingly good. It's something I don't drink all the time, but it's good. It's like Cat Stevens. I don't have the album, but whenever I have it, it's good. You know what I mean?
Anytime you can work a Cat Stevens simile into the banter, I think you're winning. Absolutely.
So yeah, very, very good. Okay, now we're gonna grab our almonds. Let's see, let's put them right in this little bowl right here.
This is when we wish we were with you.
I know, I'm hungry. And repulsively so. Those look great.
The oil will soak up, and they will become dry after a while. They're still a little bit warm, but I'm gonna have one right now anyway. So it's nicely toasted. The salt's good. The cumin's good. I like that. And then there's a little bit of heat on the back of the throat. The hot paprika was in there.
Now, I would always think that rosemary would be what you'd want to put with these kinds of almonds. Is that not Spanish? Do they not use rosemary?
They do. I used it in the olives this time, though.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, definitely use rosemary. I mean, use rosemary on the paella as well.
Okay.
But these are great. But yeah, you can use rosemary. Why not? No, it's really good. So those nice little tapas right there. Very easy. I mean, literally minutes to make. Good wow factor. This is good.
How's Keith doing on that work?
Yeah, that is good. He's on his third.
He's on his third. Yeah.
What happened to him? 20%? I don't know, 30% alcohol. I'm not sure.
Way past that now.
Wow. Well, what a nice kind of simple sort of easing into summer beverages, refreshing beverages, and nice little pintxos.
Yeah. For that time in the
very easy ones.
It's great. So what's up for next week, Gerard, when we get together? What are you thinking?
Aren't we doing the squid ink one? Wasn't that on the roster? I believe it was.
Oh,
We're ready for
that's
it?
exciting.
Are we ready for it? Or we can do a different one. Is it next week the last one, or is it the week after?
Oh, next week. Yep.
Next week. So we're doing the squid ink one. So that one's going to be a good one. We'll get that recipe out early so people can get their fish and all their ingredients together. But that is the paella great. It's amazing. Paellas are good, but this one, this is the king of all paellas, I believe. I think it's fantastic, and it's not for everyone, but it's definitely amazing. Really, really good. You have to be a real seafood lover to enjoy this one, because that's what dominates the dish from top to bottom. And if you enjoy seafood, this is a dish that you'll go back to time and time again.
Yeah.
Really, really tasty.
So we're gonna cook it with you. Isn't that the idea next week, that we'll be able to
Exactly.
Squid ink from you? That's the hard part, isn't it?
We have a lot of squid ink at the restaurant.
Uh-huh.
So if people are interested, they could call us or email us, and I'll make a small container of squid ink for them. maybe a little bag of rice, and then the rest of the stuff they can procure at the store, the seafood and everything, and then we'll make it all together. We'll do it in real time.
Okay, so we'll get the recipes posted onto your page.
Yep.
And Visit Santa Rosa should be able to host them as well early. That sounds like fun. So people should come prepared, ready to cook. And will the recipes tell us any kind of mise, something we need to do in advance? Do you want to chop the onions or anything like that before we tune in? Or should we be prepared? Should everyone be dressed in white?
We'll write remind me after this. Remind me after this, and we'll do that. So
okay.
Next week we'll see what's happened. It's going to be telling what's going on in the restaurant world. If we are going to be opening up downtown to foot traffic and stuff, we'll see. But I got to tell you, man, the restaurant world right now, it's not looking good. It's rough times out there for a lot of people. Some people it's not. Some people are doing just fine. Some people are not. And when this government bailout loan expires, for people in 6 weeks or 5 weeks, whatever time they got it, 8 weeks from there, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? You might see a lot of places going down the tubes, and who knows? It's crazy times, man. It's not easy times for me right now. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, now you still have delivery. I can buy paella from you Wednesday through Sunday, right? As well as salads.
Yeah.
So, and I can come pick it up, right? You'll deliver if someone is housebound or if there's an extraordinary circumstance, won't you? But
yeah, for sure. We've been doing that. In fact, I delivered one today, right before we filmed this. I delivered a paella to somebody that was housebound. Yeah. It's the third time we've delivered to him, and he's more than grateful. So yeah. Well, and we have a new format. We have paella instead of in the foil containers we had originally. Now we have round oven-proof paper containers. So we deliver the paella to you. You take the lid off and you put it straight in the oven, and it cooks in there for about half an hour in its container that's round, just like a paella. So the presentation is really nice now. So that's been good.
Yeah. Well, I certainly know that.
So we'll see.
We're trying to support. Everyone's trying to eat out at least once a week and get delivery food in to help support. And
it's good to do it. The deals out there. I mean, restaurant people, they'll give you the shirt off their back when they can't even afford to do that. That's kind of I think that's a prerequisite for getting in the business. You've got to give away more than you can. But I was down in San Francisco getting some stuff, and I was in a line with other restaurant people. It was a place called Restaurant Depot that supplies big supplies for restaurants. In the line, you could hear everybody talking about how many donations they've been doing, or this that they're doing, or feeding these people that they're doing, and none of those guys can afford it. But that's just what we do. They just do it. It's nice, and you'll see now the deals for restaurants right now are ridiculous. I mean, the stuff that's coming out of high-end restaurants for dinner for $100. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's amazing. But that's how restaurant people are. They're nice people.
Yeah, and the wine deals are amazing too right now too.
Amazing. Yeah.
Big tip to help the staff, and people like you and your business and Wilibees, same thing. This is a heart and soul. This is who we are as a people. That's what our community is. It's a really rich representation of it. And
hey, Keith, I have a question for you.
Yeah, of course.
Keith, are you ever not at Wilibees?
There's a few times when I'm not. It's
whenever I've walked in, I'm like, is Keith here? And like, he's right over there. Like, okay.
There's definitely a few times, but it's not very often. But
Do you find a lot of the local besides businesses and locals? Do you find a lot of local restaurants and bars coming into your place?
I have tons of everyone that works in a restaurant comes down to visit us for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. I noticed that it's that kind of environment.
If it's the one section that we didn't hit as we were discussing earlier was the whole craft beer set over there as well, and so I've definitely seen servers and restaurant folks before their for an energy drink, after their shift for a beverage of the night. So it's so I definitely see a lot, there's a lot of faces I miss right now. That's for sure. That's,
yeah. Oh yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of regulars that unfortunately I'm not seeing as much as I'd like to. So
Yeah.
Sure. So, but
well, you'll probably get sick of them again soon.
Yeah.
They'll be in there soon, I hope.
So, hey, this has really been great, man. I really appreciate you on and having me part of what you're doing here. I know this is a good thing for everybody that's at home that has the opportunity to explore some of the things that you're putting together, and you're very generous with your time and with your recipes, and we definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Keith. We appreciate you.
We sure do.
Absolutely. You know, this is all part of our friends from Visit Santa Rosa and also downtown Santa Rosa that are really trying to help pull the community together during this period. And so we thank all those folks for kind of going above and beyond to make this happen, because they understand community and they understand the value of it, and they understand, Gerard, you're important, Wilibees and Keith, you're important. And so just trying to kind of bring the gems and the jewels from the city out and sharing.
I'm a gem or a jewel. I love it.
That's what depends on the day. You could be a gem or a tool.
Gem.
Gems, jewels, and tools.
Well, next week's squid ink paella just sounds extraordinary.
We will get the ingredients list out there, and I implore everybody to shop early, get your stuff together. If you need ink, come by the restaurant, email us or call us. I'll set you up with the ink for it, and we'll have a really fun squid ink paella class together.
That sounds great.
It'll be good.
Not to be missed.
Okay.
Not to be missed. Exactly. Okay, well, thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Gerard.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Bye.